You know what nobody tells you when you start learning full stack development. Building the application is actually the easy part. The real nightmare starts after deployment. For the longest time, I thought if I know React, Node.js, databases, APIs, authentication, I am basically industry ready. And technically I was until production happened. So one Friday evening, I deployed a small update. Nothing major, just a few backend changes. And suddenly, APIs started timing out, database connections exploded, CPU usage went crazy, users could not log in, and the worst of it, I absolutely have no clue what was happening. That's when reality hit me. Being a full stack developer is not enough anymore. Because in modern software engineering, you are not just expected to write code. You are expected to deploy it, monitor it, scale it, and even secure it, debug the production issues, automate workflows, and recover when things break. When most people hear a full stack developer, they think, oh, someone who knows both front end and back end, HTML, CSS, React on one side, Node, Python, databases on the other. And yeah, technically that's true. But here is the problem with that definition. It stops at the code. It assumes that once you have written the things, your job is done. Someone else ships it, someone else monitors it, someone else fixes it when it fails at over 3 a.m. But in the real world, especially in the startups, small teams, and modern product companies even, that someone else is often you. Let me tell you exactly what happens when you ignore the infrastructure side of things. Point 1, you can't deploy without help. Every single time you need to push something live, you are either bothering a DevOps engineer, following a 40-step doc you don't understand, or just praying the pipeline just works. You are not independent, you are blocked. Point 2 is debugging production is a nightmare. When something breaks in prod and you have never set up logs, never configured monitoring, and never seen a distributed trace, you are basically flying blind. You refresh the browser hoping it fixes itself. It doesn't. Point 3. You introduce security holes without knowing it. Hard-coded credentials in environment variables, exposed ports, no secrets management. Point 4. Scaling breaks everything. Your app works beautifully for 100 users. When traffic spikes and your single server dies, you don't know what load balancing is. You have never touched Kubernetes. You don't even know if your database can handle the connection. Let me clear something up, because a lot of developers hear DevOps and immediately think of, oh, that's not my job, that's the ops team's problem. DevOps is not a job title, it's not a tool, it's not even a specific skills, it's a philosophy, a mindset. The idea that the person who builds software should also understand how that software runs in the real world. You don't need to become a full-time infrastructure engineer. You don't need to manage bare metal servers or design cloud architecture for a Fortune 500 company. But you do need to understand how your app gets from your laptop to a server, a Ubuntu or a Fedora Linux server. How that server stays up and healthy. How you know when something goes wrong. How you fix it without burning down the house. And here is the thing, most of it is learnable in a few weeks. The concepts are not that complicated. What's complicated is never having been exposed to them at all. The core DevOps skills every full stack dev should know. Linux basic. Most servers run Linux. If you don't know permissions, processes, ports, logs, SSH, file system, production debugging becomes painful. Sometimes a single command can save hours. Second is Docker. Docker changed everything. Instead of install node version 18 or wait 20 or wait Python dependency issue, you package the entire app into a container. Now your application behaves the same everywhere. Local, staging, production, everywhere it is same. Consistency matters more than people realize. Third is CI/CD pipeline. Earlier, development felt scary. Now with CI/CD, test runs automatically, builds happen automatically, deployments become repeatable. Tools like GitHub Actions, Jenkins, GitLab CI basically removes human mistakes, and trust me, humans make lots of mistakes during deployments. Fourth is monitoring and logging. This is where developers become mature engineers. Because production problems are not obvious. Sometimes memory leaks happen slowly, APIs fail only under load, database queries become bottlenecks. Without monitoring tools, you are debugging blindly. That's why tools like Grafana, Prometheus, ELK Stack, Splunk are insanely important. Fifth is cloud platform. At some point, every application reaches the cloud, AWS, Azure, or GCP. And suddenly, concepts like load balancers, auto-scaling, containers, storage, CDN, DNS become part of your daily life. You don't need to become a cloud architect overnight. But understanding the basic gives you a huge advantage. Here is the biggest mindset shift. Earlier, I used to think my job is writing features. Now I think my job is delivering reliable software. That's completely different mindset. And companies love developers who think this way, because developers with DevOps knowledge deploy faster, debug faster, communicate better with infra team, reduce downtime, and take ownership. And with all this, you get paid more. That's why full stack plus DevOps is becoming one of the strongest skill combinations in tech, especially in startups, SaaS companies, AI products, freelance work, cloud native systems, microservice architectures. If you want to start learning DevOps, start here. Linux basics, Docker, GitHub Actions, Nginx, basic AWS, monitoring and logging, Kubernetes fundamentals. Look, I am not telling you to quit writing code and become a DevOps engineer. That's not the point. Don't try to learn everything at once. Even understanding deployment basics already puts you ahead of many developers, because the industry is changing. The line between developer and operation is slowly disappearing, and the developers who understand both sides become extremely valuable. That's why every full stack developer should learn DevOps. The good news is the stuff is learnable. It's not magic, it's not rocket science. It's just a set of tools and concepts that nobody bothers to teach you alongside React and Node. So go learn it before production teaches you the hard way. If this video helped you, drop a like and subscribe. I post every week on becoming a better, more complete engineer. And leave a comment below. What's the most DevOps concept that confused you the most when you first encountered it? I read every single comment. See you in the next one.